Go ahead and lean into this one. All right, everybody. Pittsburgh at Columbus. The Pittsburgh Penguins are hosted by the Columbus Blue Jackets, our little brothers. And this is a tough one. Now, I say that going into this, thinking like, you say it's a tough one, and all of a sudden everybody's going to be like, oh my God, did we lose? No, we didn't lose. We made enough mistakes to probably lose. And I apologize for the pasty whiteness going on all around the face here. The sun has decided it was going to actually be a factor this morning, and therefore it is beaming me right in the face. I actually don't even have a backlight on. This is the natural sun directly in my face. It's great. But that's not what you're here for. What you're here for is to hear about me rant by that just... If there was ever a game we deserved to lose, but at the same time I'm perfectly okay with us winning, this is probably one of the first times that's going to happen this season. But let's get it started. So the first period, abysmal, horrible. We'll get to that part. But the first period, so Boone Jenner, the captain of the Columbus Blue Jackets, he scores a goal. Now, there's something I hate about playing in Columbus, and I just... It's that cannon. Why do they need a cannon to signify their goals? Every single time. That cannon, I can't even imagine... I'm glad that I'm not a Blue Jackets fan and I have to go and see a live game in that cannon. Imagine sitting in front of that thing and it just goes off right in your ears. Your ears ringing for the rest of the night, especially if they have multi-goal games, kind of like they did tonight. But yeah, captain puts them on the board. Columbus goes nuts because they're supposed to be like the rivals of the Pittsburgh Penguins, when in reality they aren't. But they are, but they aren't. They are, but they aren't. They're like our little brother. Second goal, just short-handed goal. You know what the Penguins are really good at? Giving up short-handed goals. That's been a thing for years now. I think the last 4 years. Short-handed goals. We are so driven on our power play to pass the puck around 1,000 times before we actually shoot it, that we do not pay attention when we pass the puck. Chris Letang, you're not Sidney Crosby. You're a great defenseman, wonderful defenseman, absolutely phenomenal defenseman, maybe even Hall of Fame caliber. But you are not Sidney Crosby. Please stop doing the no-look pass. Just stop doing it. Every time we get a shorthanded goal against us, it is because Chris Letang passes behind him without knowing if anybody's there or not. And most of the time, there's nobody there. Like there was this time in Roslovic, this big 6'4" dude, just, oh, thanks. Just da-da-da-da. And Jari, literally, I'm pretty sure Jari just let him score at that point. He's like, you're going to owe me. I'm pretty sure Chris Letang bought Jari a couple of drinks at the hotel bar that night because, my God, man, we got to do something about these shorthanded goals. Like, it is ridiculous, absolutely ridiculous. That's one of the, and then the penalties, giving up a ton of penalties in the first period, just ridiculous. All right, so the first period wraps up. It's okay, you know, Columbus is buzzing. They're happy. They got all these goals, 2 of them. Third period, and Archibald, good old Archie, with a snapshot, just like Elvis Merzlikins is one of those goalies that he's phenomenal until you score on him. And this game is a good example of that because he still had great saves throughout the game. Like the score could have been a lot higher, but he's great until you score on him, and then he starts to make those little mistakes. Archibald had to fight for this goal. Every goal in this game looked as though we were fighting for our lives, except for the Crosby one, but we'll get to that. Archibald scores 2-1. Columbus is still up, and then Columbus, what they probably thought was going to be the proverbial dagger, even though it wasn't, Kent Johnson, rookie, and of course will now be forever known as the guy who scored his first goal in the NHL against the Pittsburgh Penguins. Great night for him. Yeah, I mean, what can you say? It's not easy to play in the NHL. If hockey was easy, if the NHL was easy, we would all be making millions of dollars as hockey players. It's not. And to get your first goal against a team like Pittsburgh, yeah, there's a lot there. But the only down spell of getting that goal is that cannon, Columbus cannon, just poof. Every time it goes off. Now, Ruda, who just got his first goal in the last game, the man has a bomb, an absolute bomb, just back in the point, right in the little corner over there. He just boom, slaps her right in the back of the net. And this is what I'm talking about. Merzlikins is great until you score on him, and then he makes little things, you know. And it's not like they weren't fighting in front of the net, and you might not have seen it. But, and apparently the commentator said that it might have gone off of Boone Jenner, who, that would be pretty ironic. He scores the first goal in the game, and he gives the Penguins pretty sizable goal to half it up a little bit there. And then you got Dayton Heinen, which I think Heinen is going to give Gensel a run for his money. Playing on the first line with Sid and Raquel, Heinen can definitely fill that role. He is most definitely a lot more offensive than I think Boston ever gave him credit, and that's why they let him go. Like, they're definitely sitting there thinking, man, we could really use a guy like that on our team. He does everything. And Heinen, once again, showing that he is, doing everything, as in just, scoring again. Second goal of the season. Yay. Now, there's one that I love right here, right? Erik Gudbranson, former Pittsburgh Penguin. One of those guys that came to Pittsburgh, had a career resurgence, and then got a bunch of money to go play elsewhere. Again, I guess Gudbranson's always made a bunch of money. I remember at one time we took on his contract, and it was considered like the worst contract in the league. Yeah, he's still a good defensively. He's a good, but not in this sense. Erik Gudbranson, I guess he was missing Dumoulin. He's like, I miss you, my brother, and he passed the puck straight to Dumoulin. Dumoulin passed. Dumoulin's just like, thanks. Passed it to Crosby. Crosby back in the net. Of course, Columbus gets all miserable and angry because, oh my God, somebody hit Merzlikins after the play, even though clearly he was shoved into him and therefore it wasn't his fault. Columbus, this is why you guys are the little brother. You're so happy when you're doing good, and then boom, the moment you start slipping up, you cop an attitude. Unbelievable. Then, of course, we roll in, and then Heinen again. First line Heinen. I like it. Once again, from Pierre-Olivier Joseph, which third assist of the season. It's like one of the only Penguins I look at, and I'm like, are we sure we want him here? But he's got 3 assists. And then Crosby, of course. Crosby there. Back in the net with a good old wristy, just whoop. Merzlikins is just cursing at everything. He's like, this wasn't a part of the plan. And then my favorite is, I'm like, finally, Kapanen's he's gonna score. He's gonna get a rush, and he's actually gonna score on the rush, and then he didn't, and then McGinn got the rebound and scored. So that's cool. We still got the goal. It's like I just want Kapanen to, for once, get that speed. Like I saw it in Toronto. Like get that speed that he has, and then he uses it to put it in the back of the net. Because I feel like I'm just looking at a younger version of Carl Hagelin when I look at Kapanen on the Penguins right now. He's super fast, really fast, great skater, but his handwork could use a lot of improvement. I don't have to say that Carl Hagelin sucks or anything, because he doesn't. He was part of that famous HBK line that won us the Stanley Cup that one year. Let's not forget about that. But Brock McGinn, after being blown up in the first period, backhand rebound, 6-3, Pittsburgh. Game runs out. Columbus has issues. There's a little scuffle, little scrum. Everybody's like, I don't like you. And Pittsburgh's like, we beat you anyway. So a couple takeaways from this game. The first one was, I forget who it was. I think it might have been, I don't know. I don't know who it was on commentary. I can't, for the life of me, remember people's names. Unbelievable for covering a sport where you have to remember everybody's name. He's like, it's so weird. Like, you're down 2-0 in the first, and Crosby's sitting on the bench just calm and collective and stone-faced. It's almost like he knew. He's like, yeah, we're going to come back and win this game. And my point has been proven once again. Thank you, phone, for another wonderful notification that Sidney Crosby's line scores, we win the game. It has happened again. It'll probably continue to happen for the rest of time, is all I can say. The 3 stars of the game were Archibald, Heinen, and Sidney Crosby. And at the end of the game, we had more shots. We had a better face-off percentage. Shout out to Malkin for finally fixing his face-offs. Very good. Very good. One stat that I look at and I'm like, I mean, we're a skill team, but like 31-20 or 31-12 hits. Columbus was throwing the body. They were chipping the body, getting the puck in the tough zones. They were throwing the body. But that's not how the Penguins play their game. It was about even on the blocks and the giveaways, and Columbus had way more takeaways, but we won't talk about that shorthanded goal again because I'll hurt right here. Heart. Anyways, everybody, I want to thank you all for watching this, I guess you can call it a video, of the Pittsburgh at the Columbus Blue Jackets game from last night. Once again, Pittsburgh won 6-3. We need to work on those shorthanded goals, but that'll be something I'll probably talk about a million times. Anyway, thank you all, and huzzah!